Good day, viewers, and welcome to another episode of Reminiscences. Our guest today is Professor Ilyas Adele Jinadu, who is a very well-known professor of political science. He has been president of the Nigerian Political Science Association, Secretary General, I believe, of African Association of Political Science, and even the president, and the vice president of the International Political Science Association. So you could see, when you talk about political science, he has been a veteran in that field of study. Prof, welcome to the program. I should add that in addition to the theoretical side of things, teaching and your role in political science, you've also been in public service, INEC Commissioner, and also Director General of ASCON, Institute of Administration in Lagos. So, as usual, we like to start with your background. I know you are Lagos. Do they call them Lagos boys?
Lagos boys, yes. Not area boys, Lagos boys.
Yes.
In our own time, we're Lagos boys, not Lagos area boys.
Right. So tell us about that period of your life. Are you born in Lagos, or you just moved to Lagos?
Well, thank you, Kabir. It's my pleasure to be on Reminiscences again.
Thank you.
But when I was first on Reminiscences, I was not yet 80 years old. And now that I'm 80 plus, I don't know whether it's going to be reminiscences or nostalgia.
A bit of both. Yes,
nostalgia.
a bit of both.
And some regret also that I cannot go back to those years.
That's true.
80 years behind me, I cannot go back.
That's true.
There are certain things I wish I could have done. Other things I wish I should not have done. So that's all part of this nostalgia, you know. And you know, reminiscences, people tend to think basically in terms of good things. But that's why I introduced the concept of nostalgia.
But tell us, since you have raised it yourself, what are those things you wish you would have done?
Well,
so that the younger people learn from it.
No, but it's difficult. It's difficult because at the time you were not doing it, or you considered you were not sure what would be the consequences. So, and the lesson I have learned in life is that sometimes we learn more after the event. Because the options you had, I mean, you can't see tomorrow.
Yes.
And so it's like a leap in the dark. But when you sit back and you look at it, you sort of have some regret that I should not have done this, I should have done that. But that is history.
Yeah.
And you don't have regrets about you. At the time, you've made the best decision you could make with your faith in God. You prayed to God, and God has told you, go this way. Or maybe he told you not to go this way, but you didn't hear God. But that's the risk of life.
But if I put it in another way,
yes.
If you have to live your life again,
yes.
What are those things you will have done, maybe done them early or done them late? And what are those things you will have avoided?
Maybe I would have married earlier. not been too bookish about it.
Right.
But I don't know. I mean, I really, maybe at the time when I was leaving King's College and I was admitted to read law at the University of Lagos after my HSC at King's College, Lagos. I should have read law. But my dad said, no, don't read law. There are too many lawyers and there's no job for them.
This was in Lagos then?
In Lagos then. It was around, I left after my higher school certificate, 64. I got admitted to University of Lagos to read law 65. So that would have been about the second set of law students to be admitted to University of Lagos. You know, and my father said, no, there are too many lawyers in the country, and many of them don't have jobs. They just go to the courts and wait and do what they call charge and bail. They are just looking for candidates for with accused persons. They can say, I'm going to stand surety for you. And you employ them and then you do. So that's what they call charge and bail.
That's right.
But I look back now and I say, maybe I should have read law because...
Why did you listen to him?
Well, he was my father. And I also had, a first cousin who was trained by my father, late Justice Adele Jinadu. When he came back, he was working for one of the top lawyers in Lagos before he got a job at as a pupil counsel at the Federal Ministry of Justice in Lagos. And he worked with this lawyer for about a year without getting paid.
So you had a practical example.
Yeah, so you see, look at Bola. He's been working for this famous lawyer for almost 1 year. He no pay. But then I thought maybe God had another plan for me. And I believe very much in that, whatever you do in life, there is a master plan. And that is why you should sometimes not have regrets, And just after I listened to my father, I got an offer of admission to read philosophy, politics, and economics at Bristol University in England.
Bristol?
Bristol College, University of Oxford.
Oxford.
In England. To read of all subjects, PPE.
Which is, yes, it's a famous program.
I said, look. Then the question was, how can my father afford this?
So there wasn't a scholarship attached to it?
No, there was a scholarship, but it came late.
Yes.
So the scholarship process had ended. You know what I mean? It had ended.
Yes.
And then at that time, those of course from Lagos. Lagos was not part of any region at the time. Yes. So you could apply for federal scholarship. But other people from other parts of the country, a Yoruba man from the West could also apply for a Western Regional Scholarship. A Igbo man from the East could apply for an Eastern Regional Scholarship. And somebody from the can apply for that. But all of us have a common pool of federal scholarship. So we in Lagos had only one choice. Lagos, federal scholarship.
Yes.
And I remember going to Ibadan after getting this admission to Oxford. To Western Regional Scholarship. I went there. And they said, no, go back to Lagos. You are not from the Western region. You don't want to be part of us in the Western region. Go back to Lagos and get your scholarship. So I came back, told my dad, this is what happened. My uncle, a medical doctor, married to the senior sister of Fanika Ode's wife, just called Fanika Ode and said, see what they did to my nephew in the West. They said it's not Yoruba, I should go back. So, but where is he going to? He was
Fanika Ode was a minister?
No, he was I think he was at the time the deputy premier of the Western region.
Yes.
But he had influence,
yes.
and that's the next number. So he then said, Oxford, we have to get you there. So he picked up the phone, called Akinjide, who was the Minister of Education.
Richard Akinjide.
Yes. So he said, okay, go and see the Minister of Education in Lagos the following day. And good. So I went to Akinjide.
This is the Western Minister of Education?
No, Federal.
Federal Minister of Education.
The second Tafawa Balewa.
Yeah, okay.
No. I think it was still Tafawa Balewa. Yes, second Tafawa Balewa regime. He was after all that wahala, the split in the party and so on and so forth, that crisis in the Western region, Akintola and Fanika were on the side of the... So there was an NPC...
This was 65?
Yeah.
65?
January 65, January, February 65.
Right.
That was this.
Right.
That was the time.
Right.
So in order to cut a long story short, I went to see Akinjide and he said, this is a place I've been trying to get my brother, and we must get you a scholarship.